Alice, did you try and use the internet yesterday?
I did.
Oh, good. Did it work?
It did, but I did see a lot of memes on TikTok about ChatGPT being down.
Oh,
Right.
what was your favourite meme?
There's somebody who does this running sketch where he kind of keeps ChatGPT like a sort of, servant in his house, and will just go up to him and be like, "Write me an essay right now." And ChatGPT's like, "Oh, okay," and he kind of comes in and is like, "I need you to reformat my CV," and ChatGPT's just asleep, and he's like poking him and has to go and use a different AI model.
Okay, this disappeared from the news today because there's been global war sort of launched, and so just to cheer ourselves up a bit and argue about our mushrooms and our fellow hobbit people, where are we with what is it? I asked Google Gemini to tell me what the problem was yesterday because I couldn't find out on the news, and it talked about Google Cloud Identity and Access Management failure, which, Mark, you mentioned, reminds us of a big Meta outage. That, Meta just stopped and they couldn't even get into the rooms of the server rooms of Meta because they needed the internet to get into the rooms with a thing called BGP.
I think the result from Gemini probably is a reflection on Google's specific failure yesterday and how their services sort of stopped. But given the wide-scale nature of the problem yesterday, in the number of services affected, the likelihood is that the actual problem was much more downstream and probably at the routing level. I mean, the alternative is probably more concerning if there is an interdependency on Google Identity for services like Cloudflare, AWS, which would provide some tight coupling, which we might want to be concerned about. But I suspect it was more downstream.
Well, the original internet project was a military project, a military exercise to survive global war. Now, obviously, nobody's facing global war today, but have we got an internet, Emily, that would be able to survive that?
Well, this is an issue that the policy community are really quite focused on, and certainly in the Journal of Cyber Policy, which I'm currently editor of, there has been quite a lot of work on this. Is that the success of some of the major platforms, and particularly those that are providing those cloud services, is both a benefit to small and medium-sized enterprises and others to be able to have resilience and uptime and better cybersecurity, but it is also a loss of resilience in that the dream of the internet, which was a totally distributed system, something that the blockchain world has kind of, that anxiety about consolidation and loss of resilience and the brittleness, like one provider goes down, boom, a ton of services suddenly disappear. ChatGPT is unresponsive to its masters, and
no
this
pickies
is
that week.
So it also makes us reflect on the incredible resilience of the internet over the last 50 years because of its distributed architecture, but that the success of cloud, the utility of cloud also introduces its own vulnerabilities.
We will keep reading and watching this space. Alice, do we have a comment of the week?
We do have a comment of the week, which is a response to my Tech Room 101 from last week, which, to recap, was the frustration I feel when you're searching for an item. Let's say you're getting a Tesco delivery and you search for apples, and you see the word apples in the drop-down list, and as you're going to press it, the list refreshes, and you've ended up clicking on like sausage rolls, and you're like, oh no, and then you have to wait for it to load.
Or worse.
The comment says, makes my blood boil. Also, when you're halfway through a list, click an item, go back to the list, and it scrolls back to the top. So
oh my goodness!
People out there who really
this is again
scroll position.
This is scroll position.
Yeah.
Scroll position.
Quick word on scroll position, because isn't this again another engineering failure?
Yeah, it is. Not enough people are doing it properly, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that's.
Does it make you angry?
Yeah, it does.
Do we
it
know
make
who
you
that was from? That comment.
That was from someone called J.ab.1989 on TikTok.
Thank you very much. And maybe J.ab. You might consider a crypto wallet identifier just to get that name even more snappy. But thank you for your generous comment. We have been talking about ICANN in Prague and reporting back about the NIS2 directive discussions and its extraterritorial reach. Beyond.com, we've been unpacking the future of digital identity with fun facts about blockchain domains. Yes, they were fun facts. And we talked a bit about the, internet stalling yesterday. Thank you very much.